Then next is question number 4. First of all, read this question. Here in question number 4, name the quadrilateral. Name the quadrilateral whose diagonals bisect each other, are perpendicular bisectors of each other, and are equal. So total 3 internal equations are there. Here we need to write the name of the quadrilateral. Name of the quadrilateral whose diagonals bisect each other. That means we need to think about the quadrilaterals. In which type of quadrilateral diagonals bisect each other? In which type of quadrilateral diagonals bisect each other? So first of all, in parallelogram, right? In parallelogram, diagonal bisect each other, right? That is the property of parallelogram. After that, square. Square is one type of parallelogram. So definitely in square even diagonals bisect each other, right? After that, rectangle. In rectangle even diagonals bisect each other. Okay, because both are the types of parallelogram. One type of parallelogram. So definitely whatever property parallelogram follows, the same property square and rectangle also follows. That's why parallelogram, square, rectangle in that diagonal bisect each other. And next is rhombus. In rhombus even diagonals bisect each other, right? Because rhombus it is also one type of parallelogram. So in rhombus even diagonals bisect each other. Okay, so diagonals bisect each other. It is in parallelogram, square, rectangle, and rhombus. Now if you think about the kite, in kite diagonals intersect each other, right? In rhombus diagonal intersect each other at 90 degree, but not bisect. Bisect means what? Two equal parts, right? From the intersection point to equal part, it is called bisect. Two equal parts. But in kite diagonals only intersect each other, not bisect each other. That's why here kite is not there. Okay, only parallelogram, square, rectangle, and rhombus. After that, second question is, are perpendicular bisectors of each other? Are perpendicular bisectors of each other? That means diagonals are perpendicular bisector of each other. Okay, so first of all, in square diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Perpendicular bisector, it means bisect each other at 90 degree. So in square diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree, and in rhombus even diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Okay, that is like this. Here diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Here it makes 90 degree. And bisect, it means these two parts are equal, these two parts are equal. Okay, so perpendicular bisector is there in this square and rhombus. After that, diagonals are equal. After that, diagonals are equal. So in square, both the diagonals are equal, and in rectangle even both the diagonals are equal. So in square and rectangle, both the diagonals are equal. We already learned this property in our theory part, right? So here diagonals bisect each other. It is in parallelogram, square, rectangle, and rhombus. And perpendicular bisectors of each other, it is there in the square and rhombus. And equal diagonals is in the square and rectangle. Okay. After that, next is question number 5. First of all, this question, explain why a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Explain why a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Now rectangle is one type of parallelogram. Parallelogram is one type of convex quadrilateral. We already learned two types of quadrilateral in our theory part, convex quadrilateral and concave quadrilateral, right? convex quadrilateral means what? All the diagonals lies in the interior part of quadrilateral. All the diagonals lies in the interior part of quadrilateral. It is called convex quadrilateral. And in concave quadrilateral, at least one diagonal, it is in the exterior part of quadrilateral. At least one diagonal, it is in the exterior part of quadrilateral. It is called concave quadrilateral. Here we need to explain why rectangle is convex quadrilateral. So here we just need to write the definition of convex quadrilateral, and rectangle follows the same definition. So here in rectangle vertices are raised from the center. Right? Here one center is there. All the vertices are in the exterior part of the center. So it is called raised. All the vertices are raised and both the diagonals lie in the interior. This is the very important point for convex quadrilateral. Both diagonals lie in the interior part. If all the diagonals lies in the interior part, it is called convex quadrilateral. That's why a rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Because in rectangle vertices are raised and both the diagonals are in the interior part. That's why rectangle is a convex quadrilateral. Okay. After that, next is question number 6. First of all, read the question. Here in question it is given that one right angle triangle is given to you. One right angle triangle ABC is given to you. Okay, one right angle triangle ABC is given to you. O is the midpoint of this right angle triangle. O is midpoint of this hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. We need to prove O is equidistant from A, B and C. That is, distance of OA, OC and OB are equal. That we need to prove here. O is equidistant from all these three vertices. Okay, one right angle triangle is given to you. Now first of all, we just make 90 degree angle at point A and we draw one line. Okay, here we make one 90 degree angle and draw one line. After that, from C we make 90 degree angle and we draw one line. Okay, now intersection point of these two lines, we just give the name D. Okay, at the intersection point of these two lines, we give the name D. Now join this from B to A. After that, O to D. So this part is given to you. This we draw here. Okay. So first of all, whatever construction we do here, that we need to write here. So from angle A and angle C, draw perpendicular lines. Otherwise, from vertices A and C, draw perpendicular lines. Okay. From A and C, draw perpendicular lines. So from A, one perpendicular line. From C, one perpendicular line. Then give name D to the intersection point of these two lines. Then give name D to the intersection point of these two lines. So this ABCD is a rectangle. Why? Because this angle is 90 degree. This you will make the 90 degree. Here even you make the 90 degree. So alternately your angle D it is even 90 degree. Because sum of all the angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 360. 90, 180 plus 90, it's a 270. So definitely this fourth angle is equal to 90 degree. And if all the angles are 90 degree, then it makes one rectangle. That's why quadrilateral ABCD is a rectangle. Okay. Now why we make a rectangle? Now if it is rectangle, that we know one property. Both the diagonals are same in the rectangle. Both the diagonals are same in the rectangle. So here both the diagonal AC and BD are same. AC is equal to BD. Both the diagonals are same. So your AC is equal to BD. Now multiply 1 by 2 in both the sides. Okay, in both the side multiply by 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 AC is equal to 1 by BD. And alternately even, if AC is equal to BD, then half of AC is equal to half of BD. Right? So from AC is equal to BD, we can write half of AC is equal to half of BD, give the equation number 1. Now what we need to prove here? O is equidistance from A, B and C. Right? O is equidistance from A, B and C. So first of all, OA. Now we know that in rectangle, diagonals bisect each other. In rectangle, diagonals bisect each other. That means these two parts are same. OA is equal to OC. It bisect, that means two equal parts. So OA and OC are same. Now if OA is equal to OC, so we can say that OA is a half of AC, because both these parts are equal. So this part is half of the whole. Both the parts are equal. It means this part is half part of the whole. That means OA is equal to half of AC. Okay, O to A is equal to half of AC. Similarly, we can write here OC is equal to half of AC, because this is given half part of the whole diagonal AC. Right? These two parts are same. That means both the parts is divided into half of part. So OA is equal to half of AC and OC is equal to even half of AC. Okay. Third one is OB. Now if you think about the OB, so here even diagonals bisect each other. Right? So OB is equal to OD. Diagonals bisect each other, so OB is equal to OD. So here even you can write OB is equal to half of BD. OB is equal to half of BD. Right? Because both this part are equal, so this is the half part. So OB is equal to half of BD. And similarly, we can write OD is equal to half of BD. But right now, OD we do not require here. That's why we do not write here. Okay, so OB is equal to half of BD. OB is equal to half of BD. Now look at the equation number 1. Half of BD is equal to half of AC. Half of BD is equal to half of AC. So in place of half of BD, we can write half of AC. And the reason is from equation 1. Okay. Now OA is equal to half of AC. OC is equal to half of AC. OB is equal to half of AC. Alternately, it means that all these three things are same. That means OA is equal to OC is equal to OB. Because here even half of AC, here even half of AC, and here even half of AC. Alternately, these three are same. So OA is equal to OC is equal to OB. It means O is equidistant from point A, B, and C. Hence, proof. Because that we need to prove here. Okay. Again, first of all, one right angle triangle is given to you, one midpoint is given to you. Now, here make the 90 degree angle and draw one line. Here make one 90 degree angle, draw one line. Give the name D to the intersection point. So ABCD is a rectangle. Now in ABCD, both the diagonals are same, right? So AC is equal to BD. If AC is equal to BD, so half of AC is equal to half of BD. Now OA, diagonals bisect each other. So OA is equal to half of AC, OC is equal to half of AC, OB is equal to half of BD. But initially we already proved that half of BD is equal to half of AC. So half of BD is equal to half of AC. So OA, OC and OB are same. So OA is equal to OC is equal to OB. So O is equidistant from point A, B and C. Okay. So students, here our chapter number 3 is complete. If you have any doubt in this chapter, please write down in comment section. I will give you the answer. Thank you.